You know that saying that the left can't meme? Well, I think there might be just a little bit of truth to it. At the very least, they don't know how to lighten up once in a while. So I don't know how much you've been paying attention to Trump's very changing relationship with Elon Musk. And like many social conflicts and dramas, the best part of it is the memes. So basically, Elon Musk poured a ton of money into basically buying this presidency. So ever since Trump has been president-elect, Musk has been calling all the shots and is seemingly going to have a lot of power and influence over this administration. Trump is way too egotistical to share that kind of space, so I think it's absolutely hilarious that someone his supporters claim is such a great negotiator and someone who knows how to deal with people and knows how to plan things. Like, it's so hilarious that he did not see this coming from a million miles away. And you have all these memes of Elon Musk standing there with a crown and Trump dressed like a Joker, or Trump dressed as a maid serving Musk, or dressed as a cleaner. I think there's a few of Trump shining Musk's shoes. There's even one featuring Donald Trump in a dress standing next to Elon Musk. And the caption basically said that Trump was going to be the future first lady instead of the future president. I'm sorry, I think stuff like that is hilarious. They talk about him like he's such a good businessman. They talk about him like he knows who to bring in his inner circle. It's so obvious that he doesn't. I find that hilarious. That entertains me. Sorry. So I was on Blue Sky, which if you're not following me there, you should, by the way. And I was reading this thread that's got all these memes, and I am laughing my ass off. I am enjoying myself, right? And then here they come. Oh, these are transphobic. Oh, these are sexist. This is misogyny. Now, don't get me wrong. Any of those things are worthy of criticism. But, like, can y'all just back off once in a while? Is it that serious? Because the thing is, this is exactly the kind of purity politics that led to Trump winning again. You know that, right? Right? And you learned nothing. You learned nothing. And you never will, it seems like. Now, if you think that something is genuinely wrong and other people are enjoying it, I'm not saying you can't say anything, but just be aware that people have a right to respond to you. So specifically the image of Donald Trump in a dress, implying that he was the future first lady, right? People were saying that was transphobic. Okay, the point of the joke is not to imply that Donald Trump is literally transgender and then making fun of that. The point of the joke is that he's not acting like a future president. The point of the joke is that he's taking on a very secondary role instead of a primary role when he is the president-elect. That's the point of the joke. Maybe someone else could explain it a little better than me, but there's no transgender person that's being made fun of in this joke. So how is it transphobic? Please explain. But also, I noticed that people who want to take the transphobic angle on these jokes have no problem referring to Elon Musk as Elania. He does have a trans kid, and he's basically publicly disowned this person and is just in general extremely anti-trans. So if trans rights are important to you, it's completely understandable that you have a problem with Elon Musk. However, if you think that it's wrong, if you think that it's transphobic to call someone by a name other than their preferred name, and you think that's something that a line that should not be crossed under any circumstances, then why are you calling him Elania? Because they're not doing it as a joke, they're doing it to make the point. This person does not respect someone being uncomfortable with being called a certain thing, therefore I'm going to call this person a particular name to make them uncomfortable. And I actually think it's a relatively decent point. There are a lot of things trans activists talk about that I do tend to disagree with, but if you really want to get specific about what counts as transphobic, that would be transphobic, because you're basically taking a trans trope and making fun of it. You might have a point in doing it, but if we're really going to go this route, then yeah, that would be transphobic too, and therefore something wrong to say. I also feel like this just ignores a lot of context clues, okay? Most people who oppose Trump are less likely to be transphobic, are less likely to embrace sexism. In fact, having a problem with those things is why they dislike Trump. And we are about to have another 4 years with this guy, okay? It's going to be rough, it's going to be miserable, and we are going to see quite a bit of human suffering with these mass deportations. Can I at least just enjoy a couple memes? Is it that serious? Does it hurt anybody? Again, if you think these are wrong and you want to stand by that, have at it. But for the record, I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I will say that I do see where people are pulling some of this from. So, for example, people are claiming that this comes from a place of misogyny. Yes, I get that seeing Trump in a dress is implying that he's second class because he's presented as a woman. I understand your logic. I get how you got from point A to point B. And I mean, I don't really want to sit here and say, okay, some sexism is okay, but like, I don't see the problem here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think sexism doesn't matter or that it's okay, but if you look at who Trump is, he portrays himself or tries to portray himself as this super strong, man in charge, alpha type of guy, and he goes through life not acting that way. That's not how he actually handles things. That's not how he actually does things. And if it takes a little jokey joke to call that out or make a point, I don't think that's wrong. I'm sorry. He really does act like a woman in a lot of ways. Now, how much? That's where you get into some stereotypes that a lot of which I would agree are relatively harmful. But to me, these memes are just implying that Trump is a guy who presents himself as this super alpha male leader, right? But that's not how he conducts himself. I don't think being a woman means you can't be a leader, but in the MAGA world, that's just a sentiment that exists. And I think that's a sentiment worthy of attack. I think that's a sentiment worthy of criticism. I think that's a sentiment we can joke about a little bit. So if y'all want to keep complaining about this, have at it. I'm going to laugh at seeing pictures of Trump in a dress. That's just where I stand on it. If that makes me a bad person to any of y'all, so be it. And that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed this video, half this video, or even just a quarter of this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.